thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. It is, as I told you in Monday's video, the same day. It is still Friday afternoon. We are currently at the 2:30 mark, so we spent about the last 30 minutes previous video working on the same sock that we're going to be working on today. So, Wednesday, middle of the week. I hope you are surviving so far with whatever tasks you have. And my pillow is not... There we go. It was like right on my lower spine and not really where I needed the support. So it was just kind of like a little awkward feeling, but now we're okay. So yes, I have no idea what's happening to me in the present, but I will say past me, Friday afternoon me is feeling pretty good. I had, because I was off, or am off today, this Friday that you are aware of that I'm filming, I decided to just do a little something for myself. And by a little something, I mean buy some stuff that I usually don't have in the house to eat because I'm a snack person. I love snacks. I love to eat things that are not the best for me, and that's just how I've always been. But lately, I've been more mindful of what I've been eating. And if you are aware, back at the beginning of the year, I shared with you guys my goals for 2020. I didn't call them resolutions because when I say that, somehow I speak into the world failure and nothing ever goes right. But I called them goals, and somehow things are going really well. For instance, one of my goals was to actually... I have to look at my notepad again. We should do a check-in. It's past the 6-month mark, but maybe some content next week will be reviewing that. But one of my goals was to use all of my my nail polishes before I bought any new ones and used them. I added in the and use them part because I did actually buy 4 polishes toward the end of my goal marker, but I didn't use them until after I actually got through all of my nail polishes that I had in my collection prior to purchasing those. So there was one exception, and that's a black nail polish. But next month I will be wearing that because then it'll be Halloween, and not that I don't exclude black polish for any other time of year, but because I was like really digging summer, I just didn't feel like wearing black polish. I wore other dark colors, but not black. Nothing like super, super dark. So besides that emerald color I had on, my Emerald Fitzgerald color by China Glaze was something I bought back in like 2008 maybe 2009. It was my favorite color back then, and it's still such a pretty color. That Emerald Fitzgerald and this one that I really miss called Ahoy by China Glaze was this pretty magenta with like this gold shift in the glitter. It was like it was so pretty. I would wear that all the time, and it finally ran out. I got to the part of the bottle where it was just not working for me anymore, and I miss that color so much. It was one of my favorites. But Emerald Fitzgerald was one I bought around the same time, and I still really like that one, so I'll keep that one around for a while. But anyway, so yeah, the black polish I hadn't used yet, but all the other colors I've used, so I met my goal for that. I used my polishes. I'm using a new one that I bought after waiting till they were all done, so I get to use that one. I really like this color too. This is like one of the nudie ones that I have been into more, or at least want to build up more colors in the nude range, because I have brights and berries. I love berries, but I don't have like any purples. Some more variations of pink would be nice, because I like pink nail polish, and some browns, but yeah. So that was one of my goals. And then another goal was to eat more vegetables, and I've been doing that a lot. For me, I haven't always been like obsessed. Well, there are some meats that I just love, like gyro meat, bacon, sausages, like breakfast sausage. So good. As a meat eater, those are like my favorites. But in the last 2 months, I've really reduced my meat consumption. It's not so much, well, I do understand the ethical points, because I've seen what happens to a lot of animals in meat processing facilities, and it's scary and it's sad, but it's hard for me just because of that taste, that sense of satisfaction eating meat is really still there for me. But to do some progress, I think, is still good. And I have really reduced my meat consumption and have really amped up my vegetable consumption. And as a result of changing how I eat, it's not like I'm not like on a diet, but changing how I consume food, I have lost 18 pounds in the last couple months here. And I can see it because, like, my face, I can't see it everywhere. Like, I still have a tummy, still have a butt and all that stuff, still have wings on my arms, but my face, how my clothes fit, all of that has been like crazy. And I'm a very lazy person. So I haven't even been exercising besides just walking around, because I haven't been walking a lot, because I used to walk a lot during my job. And working from home, I don't need to go from my office to out where my peers are, out to where customers are, out to, up downstairs, to and from work, in the lounge, in the bathroom, here and there, and just like making all of these movements. But I have my pedometer to keep track of what I'm up to, and I had to go into work a couple times, and I did actually walk a lot, and I wasn't even like helping people or training or anything. I was just doing some stuff that I had to take care of because I hadn't been physically in the office in a while, and we still have some people who come in and do some work and leave it for me, so I had to go and process that. And I was just like, wow, I do walk a lot when I'm actually at work in the building. And then when I'm home, I don't, but I try to make an effort to, so that I still kind of move around. So it's not even like, I'm a new person, but becoming more aware. I'm very much aware that I love Cheetos, and I will eat, half a bag of like a family size for lunch just because it's there and I want to. But not doing that anymore has really helped. I was gaining a lot of weight while I was just sitting around initially during the quarantine, but with eating more vegetables, but then like really, really eating more vegetables and eating other meat alternatives, like tofu. That's not all that. I mean, it can taste good. I actually made this thing that was really good, and I liked it a lot. But we still consume seafood, and I still have some processed meats like sausage, but not as much as I used to. And we still have chicken on occasion, but we're mostly just like fish and tofu. And I had some corn last night in our dinner. It was QUORN, and it's like a fungi that's been processed to taste like chicken. I don't know what it tastes like. There are chicorn nuggets that actually taste really good to me. They don't taste 100% like chicken, but the texture's kind of there. The flavoring is there. If you add some sauce to it, it's okay. But just like more of that stuff has really been helping, because I'm relatively picky when it comes to what kinds of vegetables I eat, just because I'm very much about like flavor and texture. And even if I season stuff, I still am like, this isn't a hamburger. I don't know, it's kind of like them. But, when you incorporate other things, then it's really nice. And I know Jenny, if she's watching this, she will probably make a note of this as well, but she's vegan. And I think you've mentioned before that you were raw vegan before. If you're watching this one, and I know you commented before saying how you were raw, I believe. That is too extreme for me, only because I still very much enjoy these other things that taste very good to me, but in moderation. So Paws and Pearls is learning that it doesn't always have to be 80, it doesn't always have to be like 0 to 60. It can be 35, it can be 25, it can be maybe 50 on a day. So all of that rambling, and you're like, what were we even talking about? What were you even talking about? I was talking about how I bought some stuff that I wanted to eat that wasn't something I had normally as of late. So I got some cookie dough, edible cookie dough, because if you guys remember, not that long ago, I actually ordered some edible cookie dough from a local store through Instacart, and the person who shopped it got cookie dough ice cream. And the fact that I had an alternative cookie dough as if this is out of stock, get this, and they didn't even do that, I'm like, it's like, get this or nothing, not ice cream. That was like a bummer. So I tried again. I'm like, okay. Last night, after I painted my nails and they were drying, I went on Instacart and tried again with the same cookie dough that I wanted, and this shopper did beautifully. Every single thing, it was like luck. Every single thing that I asked for was in stock, and I'm like, hallelujah. So edible cookie dough was one of the things, and I really wanted some of that this weekend. I got one of my favorites, which are Sun Chips, the original in the blue bag. They were on sale, 2 for $6, so $3 each. So I bought 2 because I'm like, why not? And I actually had those for breakfast. I slept in since I had the day off, and then getting ready so that when the order came, I was ready. And when they came in, I looked at the serving size because I'm like, oh, let me see, because I wanted to have something else later on tonight. And 16 chips are 100 and 120? No. Excuse me, I think they're 180? Something like that. But, 16 chips. So I was like, well, I'll have 2 servings. So I counted out 32, and I got, a whole bowl of chips. So I was like, ooh, cool. And then I got like a Halotop ice cream because I love ice cream too. And I can eat a lot of it in one sitting, but I'm like, do I really need a lot? And I've come to realize that I just like the taste. I don't need to be full off of it. So I can have like a suggested serving size and be okay because I can eat something else. I just want that taste. I don't need to be full off of ice cream. I can be full off of apples or pears and still have a little bit of ice cream just to have that taste of ice cream. So, got the Halotop, and I got this other one called like Enlighten, I think, and it's also like a ice cream that has magic in it so that it's not as fattening, I guess, as regular ice cream. I guess like the milk fat content is just a lot lower, so you still get ice cream, but it's not quite the same. Like, it feels different in your mouth to me. Tastes good, but different. Not quite as creamy. And what else did I get? Oh, I got the Q mixer drink. It's a spicy ginger beer. And I love ginger soda. Like, ginger ale's fine, but I really like that bite, like that spicy bite that you get when you drink ginger beer. So, this mixer, which ginger beer, I guess apparently is supposed to be made for mixing with alcohol. I don't know. I haven't ever done that. I've only drank it straight, and it's so spicy. And my partner hates it, so that means I get to have it by myself. And that'll probably be my drink for dinner tonight. Just a cup of extra spicy ginger beer. And what else did I get? Oh, I got, I'm probably mispronouncing it, but it's called like Stiegel Radler. It's a grapefruit alcohol beverage. It's like beer, but it's grapefruit flavor. And it's so good. If you drink and you like refreshing tastes, and maybe try that. It's not strong because I literally had that, like a 16.9 ounce can that's like a tall guy like that with the sun chips, and that was around like 12 something. And here I am. I'm knitting just fine. I'm only talking so much because I actually have time to, and I'm awake because I got up before 5 p.m. for once, and, on my day off, so win-win. But I am actually kind of sleepy because I did wake up earlier than when I would have normally, considering what time I went to bed. So I'm probably going to have some coffee in a little bit after my next video. But yeah, so those are the things I bought. So far I've cracked into the alcohol thing, and I think it's 5% alcohol per container. I'm not sure exactly, but I drank it just like as if I were to drink a soda. Like, it didn't do anything for me. Usually if I drink and I start to get a buzz, if I go like this, then my head feels like it's swimming. And I went like that after I drank it, and nothing happened. So I was like, okay, I definitely would have had another one, and then maybe would have felt something. But because it actually has a lot of calories in it, and I had 2 whole servings of chips. I was like, I think I'm good for now, and if I get hungry, I'll just eat something actually healthy. And it's weird because I never thought I would say that. I thought I would just drink another can if I felt like it, but now that I've actually made some progress, I don't want to mess that up, you know? And I'm certainly not going to be exercising to burn off those calories. That's something, you'd think, oh, well, pause and pearls. If you have a little bit more food, just work it off, but I'm like, I don't do that. I don't work out like that. So eating vegetables alone is just like, different. Not my MO as far as like how I've lived my life, and exercise just doesn't entice me really. Like a little walking is about as much exercise as I get, and that's very low impact. But any kind of strength training, any kind of like Tai Bo or Pilates or yoga or HIIT or whatever, like I don't do it. So I will just focus on how many calories I have in a day and what the calorie sources are. Because like I said, I had the chips, but because they're very light, they're not filling. So even though I had like 2 servings and it was a ton of calories, I wasn't like super full. Drinking the beer thing actually made me full because of the water. So, if you think, oh, well, if I just eat this thing, it has a lot of calories, I'll be fine. But if it's not filling, then you're going to get hungry again, obviously, and want to eat something else. And then it adds up. And that's kind of where I was, because I was eating chips and they weren't really doing much for me nutrition-wise, which, makes sense. But in Paws and Pearl's mind, I was looking at just the tastes. What does it taste like? Does it make me feel good because it tastes good? Or does it make me feel good because I'm actually full and my body is like, thank you for the vitamins. We were really wondering if you were ever going to give us some of these again. I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe. So yeah, that's what I had done this morning. I bought some snacks because I hadn't had any. And it wasn't even like I was withdrawing or having any bad cravings. I was just like, why not? It's been a while. What's the harm? As long as they don't go off the deep end, I can have them in the home and not eat them. Like, I have candy that I haven't touched in a long time just because I haven't really been in the mood for it. And usually I would have had maybe a lot. So I'm thinking that goal, my 2020 goal to eat more vegetables, is going very, very well. A lot better than I thought it would. But at the beginning of 2020, I also didn't know I would be stuck in the house like I currently am, and had to kind of reconfigure what I was doing if I wanted to be able to walk out of my doorway and not be like Jabba the Hutt. But yes, let me know in the comments if are you a snacker? Are you a person like me who just loves all of the tasty things? Have you found ways to maintain any good habits while you've been cooped up in the house? Or is it business as usual? Have you found yourself slipping if you were a person who was more mindful of what you ate during the day or your activity levels, have those been able to be sustainable while doing things from home, or have you found any changes? I'd love to know how you guys are doing on that as well. I actually don't think I've mentioned all of that before as a whole of like all of the different changes I've made since saying I was going to eat more veggies and then realizing that yeah, maybe not just for dinner but like for mini meals, like my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner should all have something grown out of the ground or off of a tree and not made in a factory. Though there's nothing wrong with factories. I love them. They make some of the best things that I have enjoyed throughout my life, but moderation. Moderation. That's the goal. Enjoy the things, but don't overdo it. Speaking of overdoing it, I hear some tinking outside. Sounds like somebody's enjoying a little bit of a lunch break. Trying to guess whose collar it is. I hear it tinging on the edge of their food bowl. I would want to guess it's Koji because he often will come up and eat the most. Let me see. Who's there? Who's there? Nobody's answering me. Huh. I'm surprised. Usually they would come over to the door and meow. They probably know that I'm trying to get them to do something for you guys, but I don't even see a paw under the door. I mean, I honestly want to say it's Kabu because I feel like Koji would have already come up, but maybe it's Kabu. She's a little more stubborn when it comes to summoning. Koji will usually come over even if I'm not even talking to him. I'm like talking to Kabu or I'm petting Kabu and then magically he just appears out of nowhere like, hey, why aren't you petting me too? And it's just like, I wasn't even talking to you. He is such a ham. But he is noisier, so I'm surprised. I think it might be her. But, okay. We're a little bit past the beginning of our round right here. We're into the end step right now. Now I'm using the proper terms. It's an end step when you're on the top of the foot, which I don't know why. I thought like if my foot was like, this is my big toe or whatever, and this is like the side of my foot, I thought the instep was right here, like the inside, and then the outstep, whatever, would be like out here where like your ankle is. So it's like, how is this the instep? Like there's no stepping right here. There's stepping here, you're stepping with this part of your foot, but this is just the top of your foot. So hi. I don't know what came over me, but when I was filming earlier, I ran out of battery. No, I ran out of time. I went through the whole time and I just jumped right into the next video for Friday and didn't actually make a conclusion to Wednesday's video. And when I was looking over the footage, it's like a little bit after midnight right now, and I was getting ready to edit Wednesday's video, and I'm like, where the heck is the rest of the footage of this video? And I looked through my memory card and I didn't film anymore, and somehow between around 3 in the afternoon and midnight, I just totally forgot about making that ending of the video. So here it is. We were very much at the end of the video anyway where I was concluding, so it's kind of, you didn't miss much of the conversation, you know, me just being random me. But I did want to tell you that I do appreciate you and I do appreciate your time here on this channel, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.